We are live, NBA rundown time, runpuresports.com. I got Tyler with me, and we had to bring in a hitter for the end of the regular season and for the playoffs. You will know him from his great work that he does all over runpuresports.com, but of course with Tyler and I doing the NBA review show, the Talking Touchdowns review show, the NFL review show. Titletown, how have things been with you? Are you as frustrated with this last week of basketball as I, or have you just been making the right adjustments and picking the winners?
It's been so. It's been all right. Not too profitable, not too in the red. I'm excited to come on, talk some hoops. So I'm definitely ready for playoff time. April DFS, it gets a little wild, no doubt about that. Playoffs, a whole different beast. Should be very fun. West is wide open. East got the big hitters up top. I'm expecting really fun playoffs for sure. So excited to hop on. I've been doing baseball all morning. Did a little MMA too. So get a little break and talk some hoops before getting back at it. So excited to talk some hoops with you boys.
Yeah, and I'm excited to have someone back who understands the greatness of the Milwaukee Bucks title.
Yes, sir.
You don't understand how bereft it's been here. We got Travis and Tyler just cheerleading the Celtics.
Talking about the guy that's talked so bad about the Celtics coach for the last 3 months.
Yeah,
and bet on Giannis to win the MVP. Me.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
You're just trying to parade because now you have an actual fan of one of your 36 favorite teams.
Hey, you got another right EuroLeague teams to root for. I just want to do a victory lap real quick. I finally got you, Tyler. You've been getting me, hit me with those body shots. But yesterday, I told you and Meg, you can't mess with the Kings. The Pelicans, terrible. We got the easy win there. Was happy with that. But other than that, man, weird night in the NBA. We lost by a hook again. So pissed about that. I hate betting those big spreads. And let's see. We had a bunch of wild upsets last night. Too bad the Lakers didn't lose. Bro, I was so pissed. I thought
they're going to lose tonight, and I got a reason why.
All right. Well, we'll wait for that game. But what did you see last night?
The Nets, the end of that game was terrible. Clear
foul.
Oh, yeah. Clear foul on the three-point shot that Dinwiddie shot that would have given him 3 free throws to tie the game.
Calling a foul like on a superstar like Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, they should. And we have the Nets money line, so that was just a terrible beating. We should have went to overtime there. We lose that game, and we lose the +2.5 because they fouled them out of the spread, so we just lose it all. The Celtics couldn't put it together. Embiid locked up the MVP last night too. You can book that 50-point win. That did it for him. I think the odds are now out to -750. He was minus 200 yesterday. So they locked it up. It's pretty much it that I noticed yesterday. And then the Hawks. That Hawks and Bulls game, you couldn't get much better shooting performance out of all those role players for the Hawks versus the Bulls yesterday. I think they shot at 56% from the field and about 50% from three in that game. So Bulls had no chance from the start if they were going to shoot like that.
Give We the People credit for his Rockets.
Oh, yeah, definitely give We the People his call for the Rockets call.
Yeah. Title, did you watch NBA last night? Do you have any takeaways from stuff that you saw?
I did not watch any NBA, man. It's been with MLB lock, with NBA lock. Any second I'm not on my computer, I try to get outside for the hour break. It was pretty nice in Arizona. So I did not watch 1 second of the NBA yesterday. So I'm just taking everything you guys said in.
All right. Well, yeah, you'll have to catch the replay. Tyler thinks Spencer Dinwiddie got fouled. I wish that he got fouled, but when you have a superstar of A1,
you hit on the elbow idol on a jump shot. That's a foul, ain't it?
Yeah, that's pretty clear. Wow. But you're gonna have to send me the video on Twitter.
It was real slight contact.
Elbow's elbow. It affects the shot.
Mess up the motion of the shot.
I know.
It's true.
I thought they were gonna call that too. That was pretty surprising. Let's dive right into tonight. The New York Knicks are -4.5. They're in Indiana taking on the Pacers. Total 229, -180 for your Knicks on the money line. Tyler, how are you approaching this game? I like a Mitchell Robinson prop. I think he'll go over on his rebounds. I haven't attacked the side or total yet. What do you think?
Yeah, staying away from both of those in this game. You got Brunson out, you got Randall out, Barrett's questionable, so they might sit all three of their main guys for the Knicks. That could mean great things for DFS for Title and these guys with Quickley getting all the usage. Grimes will get some run. Those cheap guys like McBride could also play. as for betting spread, I know it's quick and it's the first game of the slate, but I think I'm staying fully away from this outside of maybe a shot on some Quickley props when they come up and Barrett props if he plays. If he doesn't play, I change my attention to Quentin Grimes because I think he gets all that usage that Barrett loses.
All right, full disclosure, I haven't finished up the projections for today yet, so we'll just be talking through these games. You know, this show is an early look. We will give you great best bets, of course, but, you know, some of these games we'll just talk about and not necessarily take a side. Title, of course, like I just said, it's an early look, but how are you leaning towards this Knicks and Pacers game, and is there, like, news that you're waiting on, and do you have, like, an if-then pivot in your head?
Yeah, like Tyler said. Yeah, excuse me. With Randall and Brunson already out, Quickley's going to slide in the starting point guard anytime he started. Plays like 40 minutes. The price isn't what it was. He was the high 5K range, 6K range a lot of the time when they were out. Now he's 7.8K, but still looks to be a very, very good play. 7.8K, almost a 30% usage rate without those guys. And Barrett's questionable. So Barrett's ruled out too, even a bigger bump. Obi Toppin at 5'1". Get power forward center eligible. He's going to continue to start. Quentin Grimes definitely getting expensive. It's nice you get guard and forward eligibility with him. I think he's fine if Barrett plays, but definitely even a bigger boost if RJ Barrett's out. And RJ Barrett, I think he goes, if he does play, that Q-Tag always scares people off. I'd totally be good with RJ Barrett at 6'2". Anytime Brunson, Randall out, the two guys, Quickley he's gonna run the offense, but Barrett probably would be pretty low owned, and I would like that as well. So definitely interest on the Knicks side. You cannot ignore them in DFS. As far as the Pacers, I don't really want to mess with this team too much. Isaiah Jackson, if he gets a start, 4.4K, very good point per minute producer. Outside of him, though, I'm not really seeing anything else, so can't ignore the Knicks, though.
Tyler, do you want to ask Title the question that we've given to try and stump all our guests?
Unfortunately, Tyler is not right there. There he is.
Tyler, do you want to ask Title the question that we use to stump all our guests?
Oh, who's a better player, Emmanuel Quickley or Tyrese Maxey?
I mean, I'd literally look at the same player. Yeah, they are. That's why I literally was gonna say, like, what is the difference between the two?
You've cloned. They're like the closest I've seen in a long time.
That's why if you didn't say, I was gonna see, like, what do they do different? Like, yeah,
there's nothing. They're the same guy. Spider-Man.
Well, Quickley's got to be taller, right?
I think they're both about 6'4".
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, that's so you didn't stump me because I didn't say an answer, and I was literally I was trying to go back and forth. What does this guy do better? What? Yeah, they're the same player. I agree.
This guy always gets the plus EV. We'll talk about that later, Title. I might have beat you there with one of my plus EV games. Can you believe that Jabroni Clyde's coming in here? We're up like 30 units on the year for NBA using the projections, and he's saying that I'm just quoting Vegas. Unbelievable. Unbelievable here, Clyde. I have my eyes on you, and I'm not happy about that. You're probably rocking a big JT Hayes banner, probably using that promo code JT15. Brooklyn Nets are minus 11. They're in Detroit taking on the Pistons. The total is 218. Tyler, the Nets let us down tonight, but they're playing against the team that's lost, 23 of their last 25 games. The question is, do we lay 11 or do you just have one of your delicious player doubles for us?
Yeah, I'm definitely coming at this through a performance double. I'm not laying 11 points with the Nets. I do think they pick up this win here, though. You look at the standings. The Heat climbed to a game back of them for that last seed in the East. You keep dropping games. It's not going to look good in the end, and you could drop yourself into the play-in tournament. And then you're drawing a matchup with Boston or Milwaukee, which is a lot harder than playing Philly. I know it's the Nets. They probably don't have a chance against Philly, but one injury goes to Embiid. It's a whole different series. So I think you get a full effort out of the Nets here. If you can't get the performance doubles, hold your nose and bet the minus 11. They could blow them out here, but I'm just going to play the performance doubles. Point guards have smashed this spot. The Dinwiddie ones aren't up yet, but I want the double-double in the 20-plus points. And then I can never go wrong with a Mikal Bridges 30-plus points and they win at plus 150, or even a 4+3s and they win at plus 255.
I don't. Is there any interest in this game right now when you're looking at the injury report and seeing it right now? Detroit is one of those teams that they move so many people in and out of the lineup. I always think that there's going to be pricing mistakes, but yet our guests never really seem to want to play the Pistons. How are you approaching this game?
No, today you can't ignore the Pistons. They only have 9 bodies, and you look at it, they do not have any bigs outside of Jalen Duren, James Wiseman. If you want to say Omarari's a big, sure, he plays the 3 though, but they literally don't have bigs. It's against the Nets, who can go small. Sometimes they run like Mikal, Royce O'Neal, just a really small lineup. But man, 9 players, 2 bigs. I think Jalen Duren and James Wiseman, 5.1K, 5.3K, are 2 of the better plays on the slate at first look. You give Duren 30-plus minutes, which they have been doing, get a good point-per-minute producer as well. He's going to be popular, I think, but I like him. I like James Wiseman. I like Killian Hayes, too, at 5.8K. It's nerve-wracking playing these Pistons, but with only 9 bodies, Killian Hayes is he leads the offense. Good usage right there. Another solid point-per-minute guy. The front court's better, Duren and Wiseman, just because they don't really have backups, or they do for Killian Hayes, but I'm good with going Killian Hayes as well. And I like going some of these Nets. Like Tyler said, I like laying the -11 too. They're going to be playing hard. They're playing their guys 40 minutes. Give me 40 minutes of Bridges. Give me 40 minutes of Dinwiddie. Claxton's fine at 7-1. Don't love it as much, but Dinwiddie and Bridges, if you're playing multiple Pistons, I like it as a run back too. It's a good DFS game.
So I think this one we can answer now. We're not necessarily waiting on news for it. Who do you like better, Duren or Wiseman?
Duren in a vacuum, but if you're telling me Duren's going to be 2 times the ownership as Wiseman, I like the pivot with Wiseman right there.
Adam G wants to know, can we play both Duren and Wiseman?
Definitely. I mean, they just do not have bigs. It's both center eligible, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, you look at their roster. Duren and Wiseman, the only bigs. If you want to say Omarari, sure. Off the bench, like this Jared Rhoden guy's the biggest guy. I mean, like I said, I wish it'd be better if they were playing a team that always went big, because the Nets, like I said, they can go smaller, but I expect Wiseman or Duren to be on the court, at least one of them on the court every time. And I think they're both going to start next to each other like they have been. So if Wiseman and Duren start at the 4 and 5, you definitely can play both.
Titletown taking stands early here on the NBA Rundown, brought to you by RunPureSports.com. Guys, we're here Monday through Friday. Give us that thumbs up. We give you the winners. The Toronto Raptors +3 in Boston, taking on the Celtics. Totals 223.5. Tyler, I almost doubled down on our Celtics position. Now, I know that we probably should have waited for that Jaylen Brown news, right? So we kind of guessed wrong there. We expected him to play. They were only like 9 of 23 going into the third quarter from behind the arc, and they were only down by like 5 or 6. I said, they do a little better shooting. They can go ahead and pull that out. Credit to Embiid, credit to the Philadelphia 76ers. This is by far the best team they've ever put around him, and you can see that by their ability to defend on the perimeter, as well as James Harden, the best scorer next to Embiid for his career. So the Celtics take the loss in Philadelphia tonight. Now they head home to take on Project 6-9, the Toronto Raptors, but they added Podol, so they're not all 6-9 out there. Tyler, how do you expect this one to go with the Celtics? And did you have any more takeaways from that game last night? I realized I kind of glossed over it on the intro, and it was the biggest game of the night.
I mean, I think you touched on everything. I mean, they shot terribly from the field. They kept it close, but then Embiid in the end just pulled it out. So kudos to them for winning the game, but Boston still covered, so we still won that game spread in the end. But this,
that's true. I had money line too, though, so I ended up splitting on it.
We covered by a half a point. We got hooked on a different game, but we won by the hook there. So
that's a good point. I guess you never think about it when you win by the hook as much, right? The losses by the hook hurt a lot more.
This game, though, I don't think we could bet it right now when you look at the injury report. Like Jaylen Brown and Malcolm Brogdon are off. They're going to play today. Al Horford's out. Derek White and Robert Williams are both in, but Tatum and Smart both have Q tags next to them. So I'm going to wait for that Tatum news, because I think the Celtics are the play here regardless of that news. I just don't want to get a bad number here. If he's rolled out, I feel like we might get this game around to pick him, and I still think they're going to win it. So I'm going to wait, see if we get a better number, but I will be on the Celtics here regardless of how that news breaks.
All right, guys, and just for the members of Room Pure Sports, we're going to do it a little differently this week. Tyler and I will leave some of them blank, and when Tyler gets the news, he'll add the tag. Maybe we could put an if then in the notes as well, Tyler. But this will be a game that we will not tag next to it when all the tags come up here, 20 minutes after the show when we usually have it. But there will be a tag, so check back in there. Or Tyler, if you could, because you'll probably be the one adding it. I'll be out and about. Drop it in the Discord so that people know. But we're waiting for the news there. And Title, of course, that very same news that we're waiting to place our bets with is going to affect the slate greatly, because if Tatum sits, how much Boston is too much Boston?
I mean, to be honest, they're priced up where it's not as much as you think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like 9-4 Jaylen Brown. He does have guard and forward eligibility, but man, 9-4 is still up there. Like, you definitely, it's still Jaylen Brown. I don't know how I look at him too. Like, even with Tatum out, he seems like he has a lower floor than you'd think, as being the only star on the team. They still have Smart. They still have Brogdon. They play good team ball. They got Derek White. Like, they just have so many guys where that can do it. It's not like Jaylen Brown sits there with a 33% usage rate, even with Tatum out. So, yeah, he'd be a solid play. 9-4, though. I don't think it'd be a lock and load. I think you would need Smart out and Tatum out, and then I'd probably like Brogdon. Derek White would get a bump too, but man, Derek White's 6'6". Brogdon is, where is Brogdon right here? He is, let's see, he's 6K. I mean, these guys are expensive. So no, I don't think it's gonna be a load up Boston spot. I really hope Tatum plays. Then I'll just fade this game, period. Fred VanVleet would be fine for the price. If you want to go Siakam, I think I prefer the 800 savings with VanVleet, but Tatum plays is what I'm hoping for. I'm just fading this game. Otherwise, Fred VanVleet is fine.
All right, there you have it. Tyler, any more thoughts on this one before we move on?
No, that's it for me on that one.
Washington Wizards plus 11.5 in Atlanta, taking on the Hawks. Total 233. Tyler, we talked about the Hawks in the opener. They shot about as good as you could play, right? I mean, we talk about ceilings. Felt like that was their ceiling game last night on the offensive end of the floor. So now they head home. I'll be honest. I mean, this is our only double-digit spread. I'm not going to want to get involved in this game when we're doing tags. But as I've pledged on this show, I will listen to you. If you feel like we are missing an edge, it just feels like one of those ones, even if the projections have a 15, I'm going to be scared to play it. What are your thoughts here about the Hawks laying 11.5? And do you think you're going to end up trying to talk me into grabbing a side in this game?
Nope. I think we're going to stay as far away from this game as possible, spread. There's a couple of those games on this board, and this is one of them. You just look at the injury report. There's nobody out there for Washington tonight. Wright's out, Porzingis is out, Morris is out, Kuzma's out, Beal's out, Denny's out. On the other side, you have Hunter already listed out, Trae Young's got a Q tag, and Bogdanovich also has a Q tag. All three of those guys missed. This game is as ugly as it gets. I want no money involved in it, so I'll leave this to the DFS side.
All right, we're not getting involved in it on the betting side, but Title, we have the luxury that you don't. You can't just ignore a game and just scratch it off this early in the morning like we can. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, unfortunately, the games that you guys cross off because of all this injury news means DFS is going to be, you're just playing in DFS. It's all about opportunity. Jared Goodwin's probably the most popular play on the slate. All those guys out. He's playing all the minutes in the world. He's playing with nobody. Same thing with Kendrick Nunn, 3.8K. Probably going to be very popular there as well. Just monitor starting lineups. I mean, you really can play any of these guys on Washington. They still do have a good amount of bodies. Like they got Taj Gibson, Xavier Cooks, Quinton Jackson. Like they still have, I think, 12 bodies. It's not like Detroit with 9. Who knows what they're going to do with the rotation? I like the starters. Johnny Davis, sure. Corey Kispert, sure. Not really an Anthony Gill guy. The dude is the king of cardio. I think I'd probably rather go like an Xavier Cooks off the bench or Quinton Jackson off the bench or something. But mainly Goodwin, Nunn, Kispert, Johnny Davis, the backcourt there. Then on the Hawks, yeah, I mean, Trae Young questionable. DeAndre Hunter questionable. DeJounte 7-9 kind of had not a great game yesterday. But if Trae's out again, I think going back to him makes a lot of sense. Sadiq Bey, if we get both of them ruled out. It's all about injuries situation in this one. If Trae Young's out, you can play Hawks. If Trae Young's in, I'll probably just ignore the Hawks. And, yeah, you can't ignore Washington.
All right, let's keep it moving. Chicago Bulls are +7.
I got one fun bet in that one if he misses the game.
Okay.
It didn't really work out yesterday in Chicago. I mean, they just shot the hell out of the ball, so there weren't many rebounds to go around anyway. He only snagged 3 of them, but he had 9 assists. A lot better of a matchup today. If those shots regress and there's a lot more rebounds to go around, he could easily triple-double, and you're getting that at a great price. Remember what this guy used to do on the Spurs. He could easily pull one of those games right here against a bad Wizard squad.
All right. I definitely like that look. Let's move on to talk about the best team in the Eastern Conference. He may not win the MVP award, but he's the best player in the world. Hands down. He proved that this weekend when he looked so much better than Joel Embiid when the Bucks beat the Sixers at home. Tonight, they officially can clinch number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference with the win. It seems like they're going to get it regardless, but they could get it out of the way, make the last 2 games completely meaningless. But they're laying 7 to the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls didn't play well last night. They were at home. It's a short trip to Milwaukee, still a tough place to play. Tyler, what are your thoughts here?
This is a wait-and-see spot spread. I mean, look at this injury report. It looks like a rainbow. Grayson Allen out. Giannis questionable. Javon Carter questionable. Pat Con doubtful. Crowder questionable. Holiday questionable. Ingles doubtful. Brook Lopez questionable. Middleton probable. So, I mean, outside of the Middleton tag, you really don't know who's going to be out there except for Middleton and Portis because he's the only guy not on this injury report. So it's a wait-and-see spot, but I love the Portis props here. The moment they drop, he's going to be out there against a team he used to play for. It's kind of a revenge spot. I know he's been on multiple teams since then, but he's just going to smash this spot against the Chicago front court too. He plays a lot more physical than Vucevic. DeRozan's not going to be able to really cover him either. He's a smaller forward, so love the Bobby Portis props here. He should double easily in this spot.
All right, Title, since we are waiting for the news, if you just want to talk about the greatness of the Bucks, that's fine too.
Yeah, I'm with you, Spread. Best player in the world. All I got to say, Coach Bud, do not fuck it up. Jay Crowder needs a start. He needs to play 30 to 35 minutes, and the Bucks win it all. Take the PJ Tucker role. Let him run it out just like on the championship squad. Quit messing with Grayson Allen. Pat Con's fine in certain minutes. Javon's fine in certain minutes. Play Drew. Play Jay. Play Middleton. Play Giannis. Play Brook Lopez, and go get your title. So give Jay Crowder his minutes. That's all I got to say. If Giannis plays today, you'll have enough value. You can play him at 11-4. Outside of that, yeah, I mean, if all these guys miss, Bobby Portis, then you go to some of these secondary pieces. But if everyone's in, it's really just Giannis or bust.
And this is why when you're dissecting that news, it's great to have the team at runpuresports.com at your side because they're going to be dissecting the news on the Up to Lock show. Jump in the Discord, when Title's not getting his 1 hour sunshine per day mandated. He'll answer your questions. Hey, boy, we got a lot of people ruled out. Let's go to our resident Milwaukee guy. We can get some of the scouting reports, the breakdowns on some of these guys if they play. Or, if they're all ruled in, they might just let you know, hey, now we've ruled this game out. But, of course, when you're making those decisions so quickly, runpuresports.com is the team you want on your side. So definitely for that game, you're going to have to tune into the later shows. Because the news is going to matter so much. The Memphis Grizzlies are +6.5. They're in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans. The total is 227. Tyler, Pelicans looked pretty bad last night. Now they're favored at home against the Grizzlies team that I think is sitting a lot of people, or no?
I mean, it doesn't really look like it.
Morant's out and Kennard's out.
Yeah, Morant's got a doubtful tag, and Kennard's got a doubtful tag, but you're going to get Bane, you're going to get Brooks, you're going to get Jaren Jackson Jr., so Tyus Jones just slides into the point guard role. I think it's a bit too many points spread, +6.5. I know they've been a terrible road team, a lot better at home, but they have the defenders that they can go and throw at Brandon Ingram. I think they could slow their offense down a bit. So I like the +6.5 with Memphis here. I think they keep this game kind of close. I don't think they get blown out, so I'll take the +6.5. Maybe a little sprinkle on the money line at +215.
All right. Tyler likes the Grizzlies here to maybe get the upset of the Pelicans, but definitely to cover the spread. What are your thoughts, Title?
Yeah, I agree with him. I'd take the points. As far as DFS, no Ja. That always means Tyus, 5.9K. The problem is point guard's loaded today. Talked about Goodwin, talked about Kendrick Nunn. Could be DeJounte. I think he has shooting guard eligibility too. Quickley. Point guard's for sure loaded, but Tyus has to be considered anytime Ja's out. Desmond Bane, 8'4". I always am a huge Desmond Bane guy. Jaren Jackson right there at 8'1", 2. Stays out of foul trouble. The ceiling is massive. So I would max one of Bane, Jaren Jackson. You don't need to play either, but I think they're both solid plays. Tyus, of course. And then, outside of that, I'm not getting any of the one on the Pelicans. And probably wouldn't get to any of the other pieces on Memphis. So Tyus, best play. Bane, Jaren Jackson, tournament plays. That's how I see it.
All right, let's keep it moving. Another great team to talk about. The Sacramento Kings, your Pacific Division champions. They'll be in Dallas to take on the Mavericks. The Mavericks now laying 7. Tyler, I was getting messages this morning. I hadn't read anything. Of course, I don't have any inside sources anymore. I still can't believe they got rid of Mike Malone. But I don't see anyone on the Kings list. Why is Dallas taking money here?
I guess people just still want to back Luka and Kyrie, thinking they're finally going to get it right when their backs are against the wall.
I could see -2, -3.
Yeah.
-1,
give me
-2.
the +6.5. Give me the money line here too. I mean, the Kings are going to roll into Dallas just like you beat us last night, spread. They're a great road team. I tried to say they weren't when I went back and looked at the numbers. Everything lined up perfectly that they were a good road team. So I think they roll into Dallas here on a back-to-back. Dallas doesn't play much defense, neither do the Kings, but that tempo the Kings are going to play, and Sabonis is going to be the big difference maker here because Dallas has no big man that can match him. Sacramento is going to win this game. Give me the money line.
I love to hear it. This is one of the best.
We got all the Bucks news while you were talking about the Kings 2 spread.
All right, let's.
They're all playing.
Okay, well that's good that we didn't spend a lot of time on it, right, Title? Because with every Buck playing, you're going to have less interest in that team, right? Except for, of course, Giannis. You never scratch him out in any circumstance.
Yeah, just Giannis or bust.
Well, how many points would you lay in this game spread? It was at 7 before it locked.
The Bucks?
Yeah, came back out at 7. I would.
I'm at 7 right now. I
think at 7's a little low.
What do my projections say? I got them in there now. I have too many windows open.
I don't know the numbers behind this, but it feels like the Bulls play the Bucks tough more times than not. It feels like.
You could be right there.
Well, they're 2-1 against Milwaukee on the year. Their most recent game, though.
One of them, all the stars didn't play for the Bucks. It was Brook Lopez's game. I think Giannis was out. Drew was out. That was in the United Center. One of the games.
Tyler, I got the Bucks by 8.
You might be playing that spread.
I'm not going to argue against playing the Bucks. Let's go. They don't want to lose this season series. If the Bucks were to lose tonight, this will be the first time since 2016 season that the Chicago Bulls beat the Bucks in a season series. So, you can't be losing to isn't there some freeway out there like I-94? It's like the rivalry,
the Battle of the Border or something.
How long would it take you to drive there when you were up there?
Hour and a half.
Okay, so do you think there'll be a lot of fans from Milwaukee there?
There used to always be. Yeah, the Bulls. Yeah, both travel both ways. There's always more Bulls fans in the Bradley Center before the Pfizer. It's tougher to get a ticket, but yeah, I mean the Bulls, both sides. It feels like more Bulls fans travel up to Milwaukee than vice versa. But yeah, no, there's always fans make the trip.
Yeah, I would think this year might be a little different though, with the Chicago Bulls just that firm number 10 and not really doing much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why isn't Sabonis in the MVP race? I mean, just because there's better candidates.
There's a lot of players in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean,
Where does he slot? What's he getting? He's got a default to all NBA third team center, right? He's not getting 1. He's not getting 2.
Center's loaded.
Yeah, he'll probably be 3.
In a tough position.
Who would you put ahead of him there?
That's what I was thinking. I couldn't think of anyone to put ahead of him.
Brooke, because of the defense. Bam is always good.
I think Brooke just gets all defensive first team, and Sabonis gets that all NBA third team.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
So I got a quick question spread. Obviously, my boy Tyrese. Sabonis, you guys don't have Sabonis, you have Tyrese. Are you looking back? Are you happy with it? What are your thoughts on the trade now?
Yeah, happy with it.
I'm going to stop you right there, Title and spread. Ask him that question again in about 3 weeks.
Why?
Yeah, when they get bounced from the
when they
playoffs.
get housed and he can't cover AD, and he's like, I fucking hate this guy.
Nope, I won't hate on him. He brought us to the playoffs. He made it. We're no longer the national joke. Now the New York Jets are the longest running North American franchise without a sports. It's not us anymore.
Just wait for a couple of years when Tyrese is top 10, but man, he might be top 5, top 6 in the league. You're gonna be. It's Tyrese. Oh yeah.
I mean, maybe point guard. I don't think player.
No, I'm saying top 10. I mean, the dude.
Player?
I think
top 10
player.
I think there's 3 to 4 guys that have a spot locked up for the next
top 10 top 10 player spread.
I think you could pencil Victor in to be a top 10 player for the next how many ever years. And I mean, yeah, maybe he's at the ass end of that, like 9th or 10th, you can argue, but I'd say top 5 point guard easily.
I mean,
point guard's a loaded position.
Kid's 23 still.
Steph, Shea, Ja. I mean, there's a lot of good point guards out there.
I'm gonna be taking Tyrese over Ja in 2 years.
I agree there.
Are you? How about let's go ahead and slander Big T and JSU since they love the guy so much. Are you gonna put him ahead of Kyrie Irving?
I mean,
I consider Kyrie Irving.
In the 2 years, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have Tyrese. I'm gonna rather Tyrese on my. I mean, even right now, I feel like I'd probably rather Tyrese on my squad than Kyrie. The dude just
God, finally some sense out of the people in this company regarding Kyrie Irving. I don't understand how this company can be so sharp about 99.99999% of everything, and they just think that Kyrie Irving is this generational basketball player because he has the best highlights.
I mean, yeah, the dude's an all-out hooper, so I get the talent, what they're saying, but you need more.
Like if we were talking about who gives you the best highlights, he's up there. He might be the best.
John Wall in high school.
Yeah, John Wall in high school was a god.
I mean, but like the idea that he's going to come to your team and help it win, you know. I mean, look at Boston after he left. Oh, instant contender. Even Brooklyn's doing better now that he's gone. I mean, unbelievable.
I love that Brooklyn squad, by the way. They're probably going to get the Sixers, but man, I mean, they play very hard for their coach. They got guys that compete. They move the ball well. They can hit shots. I wish it wasn't against Philly, but I'm gonna be. I don't know.
I hope
that's a bad matchup for him, though.
It's such a bad matchup because Claxton's not big enough. But the thing is, they'll run doubles and make others beat them. Like they're a very well coached team and they play really hard. And there's a lot to be said about that. They move the ball well. I really like that Nets team, but it is. I hope
they don't have to gut that roster when they trade for a superstar soon.
I don't know if they will this time.
I hope they don't. I hope
talk about learning from your mistakes, right?
If a guy like Luka or even a Trae Young could get there without them having to gut all those 3-and-D defenders around them, that's the perfect roster for those guys.
The thing about Trae, like, give me Tyrese over Trae right now. I
mean, I'm not gonna argue there.
That dude's good.
Trae's already hit his ceiling. He's not gonna ever get any better.
Yeah,
what you see is what you get.
Just pick on him down. Give me. Get Tyrese to the Nets, man. That's what I'm saying. Get Tyrese to the Nets.
Okay. I don't think Indiana's giving him up.
Get Luka.
Hell no. Indiana's not giving him up.
Yeah.
They are not giving him up.
You imagine Luka with all those 3-and-D defenders around him for the Nets?
Yeah, I mean,
didn't he already play with half of them?
I mean, he played with 2 guys.
He did play with pretty much half.
Man, Luka's gonna have to learn.
Now, Luka's gonna be Jokic's running partner in like 3 years.
And then what are you gonna do?
Bring Giannis down the paint in him?
Yeah, they send Victor to Milwaukee and just watch that.
Oh my, you guys! All right, no more of this fantasy trade.
Did you see the new thing in the CBA that doesn't limit teams to 2 designated max contract guys?
Yeah, but it kind of doesn't matter because they have that $17 million hard cap now.
Okay.
I
knew you read deeper into it than me, so I was like, maybe he knows a little bit more than this.
I mean, it's kind of cool because it's less restrictive, but that $17 million hard cap or whatever is so much more important. Like they were going over the number of players that like Milwaukee couldn't have added Crowder this year. Like basically most of the good teams couldn't pick people up.
Yeah.
The Clippers weren't able to get John Wall, although that ended up being a failure, right? But they wouldn't even been able to try it. What was one other one? Regardless. But, I think that hard cap's going to change things. I think it'll bring more parity, though, which I'm kind of fine with. I think this is more fun this year. What do you think, Title? Do you like it better this year, or did you like it better when, the Cavs ran the East and the Warriors ran the West, and we knew we were going to see two of the best teams of all time in that?
Yeah, I like it better when the Bucks run the East, so I like it this year.
All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah, being able to invest in sports betting, that's not going to turn out well.
That's not going to end well. I don't like that one bit.
Yeah, can you imagine when you're sponsoring FanDuel and then you go 0 for 7 on your last 6 shots and miss your player prop by half a point? Oh my gosh, that's going to be terrible press.
When you get the phone call that there's an extreme amount of money on your over tonight to twist an ankle in the third quarter.
Yeah. Do you did we talk about the Kings Mavericks? I got off track here.
Yeah, y'all did.
Already?
Yeah, we got to get
you guys did.
Down.
I mean, it's Luka at 12K. I mean, I prefer Giannis, but let's just say Giannis is 30. Let's say Giannis is 40% and Luka's 10%. Sure, I'll play Luka for a little more. I mean, just hope he does everything. Sabonis too expensive at 10. Well, I mean, if you have a lean on him, you think he smashes, he'll be really contrarian on what looks to be a chalky slate. So I don't hate that, but just the studs in this game. All
right, just the studs for you. And Tyler, you said you might join us with some Kings action here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is how do you lay anything with Dallas? This team is cheeks. I mean, they were literally talking 2 days ago about Kyrie and Luka maybe getting shut down. So definitely, if you think the Kings –
if the Thunder didn't blow it last night, they might have.
I mean, because the Kings look pretty locked into the 3. Do you think they can pass Memphis at the 2? They're not going to drop to 4.
I don't think they can, but technically they can. And I also think because of where our city is and where our franchise is, we just have more riding on it. We don't have the experience to be able to flip the switch, right?
So
if I'm Mike Brown, I just push this week regardless.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to keep doing that, Fox or Sabonis, totally fine. But then definitely the plus the points. If you were nervous at all,
if you're Boston or Milwaukee or Phoenix, right, and you have championship experience and into the finals, I think it's okay to take it easy this week. I don't think if you're Mike Brown, you want to send the message, hey, we're going to shut down this week, but we're going to get back to everything that got us to where we are.
Unfortunately, what we think, the coaches could care less about.
But no, my point is, I'm basing this on what I've heard Mike Brown say in interviews.
Cool. Yeah.
I think he's going to keep pushing because the team hasn't necessarily. I mean, obviously, it's a cool accomplishment for us to win the Pacific and the playoff drought. But in the scheme of where he wants to be to keep his job, right? They're going to have to continue to get better. And for me, Title, I feel like I have to take advantage of these spots because this might be my last chance to make money on the Kings. I'm really worried about this first round playoff matchup if we don't get another young team. If we have to play the Warriors or the Lakers.
You want the Clippers. That's what you want. You want Clippers.
Yeah, for some reason we match up well against them.
Well, and who knows with their health and is PG for sure going to be back? I mean, there was Westbrook on the team that. Yeah, that's a squad.
Who I really wanted was the Timberwolves, but
you're not getting that lucky spread because the Lakers aren't letting it happen. They're gonna give.
What if the Lakers go up to 5, Tyler?
That's why
the Warriors might be 6 or something.
Look at the standing spread. If you're the Lakers, you want to stay right where you're at. Stay in that 6, maybe in that 7 range. If you get in the play-in, so be it. If you climb up to the 5 seed, now you got to play the Suns in the first round.
I know. That's my dream.
You hang out in the 6. You hang out in the 6 seed.
They're too smart.
Yeah, you hang out in the 6 seed.
They're not smart. They signed Russell Westbrook.
And they got rid of him once.
Yeah, but they know now what to do. What they're not getting up to the 5.
Yeah. They're gonna give the Clippers tonight's game. Clippers win, they climb back.
That's what I was going to ask you. Okay, this is a perfect segue. So you think, because I'm looking at these things here tonight, I see AD, LeBron, and D'Angelo Russell all questionable. Do you think there's a chance they actually sit them in this battle for LA?
Yep.
The Clippers have won all three games this season against the Lakers. The Clippers have won the last 10 games against the Lakers. You don't think they come out and try and make a statement? They've been getting run roughshod over by.
I think they sit them. I think they sit them because I think they want to avoid that Phoenix matchup. Why go and play what's possibly the best playoff series matchup outside of Milwaukee, Boston on the other side in the first round?
You're giving a team that traded for Russell Westbrook a lot of credit.
Well, after yesterday's game, they're like LeBron uncertain for Wednesday.
Yeah,
AD uncertain for it was like a look ahead. It really seemed where they knew it. I'd be surprised.
The moment they knew,
I'd be disappointed. I'm looking forward to that game tonight.
Yeah, well, you
won't be looking forward to it with all the backups.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I love watching the Lakers lose regardless.
They're going to give it to them. Let the Clippers have the 5. They'll hang out in the 6. Beat the Kings round 1. Beat the Grizzlies round 2. Go play whoever's left. Probably the Suns.
Give Mikey a Lakers jersey so I can be more enjoyable watching him lose. That'll make it even better.
The only thing that messes up that plan is if Zion suits up, because then all hell breaks loose in the West.
Bro, he might.
I don't think we see him this year
or ever again. Unbelievable, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
tell me that doesn't shake up things, the title, if he's there for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, then he'd be playing 13 minutes a game. Like, I mean, if somehow Zion came back, I feel like we're talking fantasy. Like this dude, but yeah, I mean, of course.
I know. It's like, what if we cloned Magic Johnson?
But yeah, I mean, of course.
That's about
if normal Zion came back and could even give him 20 minutes, like, yeah, I mean, it would definitely shake up.
What if prime Larry Bird was on the Mavericks? All right. So title.
They
you
still
know
would have defend.
Touche, Tyler. Touche. The Clippers are -3 here. Tyler says we should bet it now. He thinks the people are going to be ruled out. Sounds like you agree, Title. And if so, that means you're going to have some of the evil Lakers in your lineup.
Well, the problem is I like betting the Clippers more now, and I think I'm going to do it when I get off the show because
this game now. I'm not taking the chance.
This game's at 10 p.m. Eastern, an hour and a half after all the other stuff. Just say we don't have that any of the AD LeBron news and stuff until all the games lock or something. Like, what if I am wrong? What if AD and all of them do play? Like, do I want to play Austin Reeves? Do I want to play Troy Brown? I want to play Schroeder? No, I don't. And you really don't have any other pivots. So, yeah, I mean, in tournaments, maybe you can put a Schroeder, Austin Reeves or something, but just know the risk. If we don't get this news before lock and stuff on an 8-game slate with other good spots, it's probably just a cross-off game. And, yeah, just bet the Clippers and hope it goes that way. But if we do get all the news and they're all ruled out, then, yeah, Dennis Schroeder, Troy Brown maybe, Austin Reeves, then you'd go to those guys. But, yeah, I think they sit. My lean is they sit, but I mean, I don't know for sure. And I don't want to be stuck with a very bad play because they do play when I thought they didn't.
And Title makes a very important point there, how the schedule can sometimes determine lineups construction because your main concern is you don't have anything to pivot to. Let's say that Kings game was in Sacramento, right, at the same time zone. Then, right, you might feel a little safer backloading because you would have more options if everything blew up. But with
if
that
AD,
being the only
go to
game,
Sabonis, all of that. Yep.
Yeah. So, sometimes the schedule will dictate how you construct the roster, and that's one of those cases here.
Do you know if they own the tiebreaker over the Pelicans?
Who?
The Lakers, because that's the big deciding factor tonight, because that's the team right behind them. If they own that tiebreaker, I am almost 100% positive they're sitting. If they don't own that tiebreaker, there's the slight chance that, like, if they look at that score at like 9:30 and the Pelicans are winning, that those guys might.
My guess is they don't, because on the standings they put the Pelicans at 8 and Lakers at 7.
Well, it's because the Lakers are 41-38 and Pelicans are game.
Oh, are they?
Them. Yeah, they're 40-39.
I got to refresh. I'm sorry, I have yesterday's out. Oh, never mind. I'm so sorry. But yesterday when they were both 40-38, they had the Pelicans behind them, which makes me think
that the Lakers own it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think when they played. All right. Well, we'll put that Clippers bet in right now. I'd love to see it. Tyler, this might be one of my favorite shows ever. Are we going to take the Kings and bet against the Lakers?
Looks like
you might just have to bury me right now. I might just. Tyler, let me tell you, if the Lakers play the Kings in the first round, I'm going to be a broken man. You know how it's shitty.
At least you said broken and not broke. I was gonna say at least.
Well, no, because I won't bet it.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Yeah, broken's better than broke.
I'll be messaging you. What's the baseball core for tonight?
Speaking of it,
I can't watch this. All right, but we're not done yet, guys. RunFearSports.com is the place to be for the best daily fantasy sports gambling information. Of course, we're here Monday through Friday, giving you the winners. Just give us that thumbs up. Best bets time. Tyler, start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with looking at this board. Give me a Kings money line spread. I'm going to take that one. I think you're going to win this game.
Love it. We are off to a great start. Title, what's your best bet for today? Side total prop.
Clippers -3.
All right. Well, since you did that one, I'll go ahead and grab the best team in the Eastern Conference with the best player in the world. Give me the Milwaukee Bucks -7. Tyler said they're playing. That means I'm betting it. I'm taking the Bucks to blow out.
Give me
the Bulls.
those two's money line and a little +125 parlay to the Bucks and the Clippers.
Bucks Clippers. Let
Yep.
me see what that gets you right now.
I just told
Gets
you.
me +125.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just guessing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just whipping numbers out. I don't got two.
I usually try and figure it out in my head. I'll be like, oh, that'll probably get us this. All right.
We don't got time for that.
Yeah, nobody's got time for that. But what we do have time for is the Words of Wisdom title. So glad to have you back on the show. Go ahead, let the people know some words of wisdom, general life advice for tonight's slate, whatever you're feeling before we get out of here.
Yeah, I'll go some life advice. There's nothing better in this world than the sauna. Hit the sauna 7 days a week. It'll change your life. And as my Twitter says, it doesn't cost a penny to be a good person. Very easy to do. Make someone happy. Give them a compliment. Get some vitamin D. Get in the sun. Have a great day and pick some winners.